Friday. We're going to be talking about today, how do I know that I'm saved? There's a lot of people who think they're Christians, but when you look at their life and what fruit they bear, it's like a prune, it's like a raisin, it's like a grape that you can't even it's bad fruit. It's just terrible fruit. It's like a sour apple. Nobody likes those. Well, my little brother does, but that's just little kid things. But how do I know that I'm saved? Let's think. How do you even become saved? What is the process of getting saved? What is that word? That word is salvation. And that occurs when you surrender your life to Christ, because you're always going to be living for someone. Think about it. You're always under someone. Someone's always your boss. You know, people like to think, well, we're all living under the government, and I mean, that's true. We're all living for the government. You know, people think there's so many different ways you can look at it. A lot of them are often true. But you're always surrendering to someone. Either you're surrendering to yourself, you mean you're following your own desires, everything you want to do. I want to do whatever Rome wants to do. I'm going to follow Roman's heart, because Roman's heart is great, and it's going to lead me in great ways. No, that's not the way I should be thinking. And that's not the way I am thinking, because I'm saved. And so now I'm surrendered to Christ. And what that means is that I am now set apart, because what we should do, we should imitate Christ in the fact that He is holy. And if you call on Him as Lord is holy, you know, conduct yourselves with fear throughout the time of your exile. That's 1 Peter, because we are looking up to God. And what's God? God is holy. He's set apart. So we're imitating God in that. And what does that mean? We are to bear fruit. Jeremiah 17:7-8 says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. He's like a tree planted by water that sends out its I can't forget this. Sends out its roots by the stream, and does not fear when heat comes, because its leaves remain green, and is not anxious in the season of drought, for he does not cease to bear fruit." And so that's the story of a Christian life. There's going to be seasons. Secular people will always have seasons of different types of life, and we're going to have those same seasons. But what sets us apart is that we're Christians, that we're saved, and we can know that because of our fruit. You know, the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness. Goodness. Thanks, Jonathan. Man, I could have known that. Goodness. Always be good. Those fruits of the Spirit are going to set us apart, because you might see someone at school and you think, well, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very good. That wasn't very gentle. And so they're living like the rest of the world, in that they're not trying to please. They're trying to please themselves. They're not surrendered to anyone. They're surrendered to themselves. They're living for themselves. So I encourage you, if you think you're a Christian, look at your life. Look at what's going on in your life. Look at the people in your life. Ask other people. The best way to know if you're really living with God is to ask other people, hey, do you see fruit in my life? I just want you to be straight up with me. Do you see fruit in my life? Like, let's go ask people that question, and you will be either be happy, sad, disappointed, motivated, encouraged by what people say. What you want people to think, or what people to say is, yeah, man, you're always encouraging me, pushing me to live in the Lord, you're holding me accountable. Those are great things. But you really got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because Christ is holy, and we want to be holy, but we can only know if we're set apart by our fruit in our life. So I encourage you, here's your call to action for today to know how you're saved. Ask other people. It really can be that simple sometimes. Ask other people. Ask someone you trust in your life. Ask your parents, and maybe if your parents aren't Christian, ask some Christian mentor or some Christian friend you have in your life. Hey, I want you to be straight up with me. No cap. Am I living for Christ? So ask that question today, because you might be surprised at the answer.